You in line to fight Gervonta Davis next?
Yeah, pretty much.
Real fast, I want to say what's up because I got some work to do. Yeah, here in line. I put the petition in with the WBA. Everything else got the lawyers involved, so now they're about to sanction it. And right now, they're in talks. They're in talks to put this fight on in July. But I'll leave y'all two to it. But that's what's happening now.
Gervonta Davis makes his return against Floyd Schofield in a comeback bout expected to bring explosive action. In response to the call-out, Tank Davis claimed he is simply on a different level than Floyd Schofield Jr. and everyone else.
Skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me. Like, nobody. Like, I feel like my skills is way better than, like, Floyd. Like, if I'm on my game. But skill-wise, nobody on TV that's fighting right now have more skills than me. Nobody. Like, talking about top to bottom list.
In addition, Tank insisted that Schofield was the one who actually started the beef by dissing him online.
Maybach.
Oh.
He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like.
He was going at me. He was going at me. And I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I would say love, hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never, he felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing it.
Exclusive. That's exclusive. Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank, don't cap. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see. It's gonna come out.
To make matters worse, Kid Austin insisted that Tank was no longer a real fan of the game.
You know, if you like that YouTube fake boxing stuff, cool. If you're a real boxing fan who doesn't like that, I feel them on that. But as a boxer, you know, if your heart's not in it, go get your money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you in there and nobody else. So go get your money if your heart's not in it. But if you're fighting for legacy, that's not the way to go. That should be like your last fight. Yeah, the last thing you do, you know, if you're trying to, you know, build a legacy. But I don't think he chases legacy no more. Like, he even said he's not the face of boxing.
Furthermore, Tank's coach admitted that Davis used harsh words to dismiss the rising hype surrounding the challenger.
You know, had a lot to say. Even Tank had a response to them on Twitter. So, I mean, what do you think? Do you feel like, is this another case of, like, you know, hyping yourself up to, you know, to bigger your name up? Do you feel like this could be a fight that could actually happen?
I don't think they hyping their name up. I think they would go at Tank. But what did Tank say in the response?
That he would whoop him. That little tick that, you know, the little reaction tick that Farmer has, it's not gonna affect you wouldn't do nothing with me, you know, with that type of deal.
Following the clash, boxing coaches debated whether Tank still had enough left to defeat the division's top fighter.
You think I don't know, man.
Take away the power, he might have 4 losses.
No, the power is 5-star.
Take away the power, he might have 4 losses.
Yo, I think he might be more skilled than he is a puncher. No. I think the skills is what.
He got a hell of a skill.
I think the skills make the power. I think because of the placement, the timing.
You know why I say that? Because if you put him in there with another guy with skills, you're gonna see him slow down. You're gonna see him take his time. He's not gonna be so quick to use what he got, because I know he might make me pay for it. That's what we saw in the Lamont fight. Yeah. That's why I say the power is his go-to, because I know I can do this to you. But if in case I can't, yeah, I can box you. But then how much can I really get off if you got skills too?
With the tension rising, this collision sparked a serious debate about the future of the lightweight championship division. Speaking confidently, Floyd Schofield Sr. said he never doubted his son's rise, including a potential clash with Tank Davis. Schofield insisted he had long predicted this success, arguing critics resisted the truth. Floyd emphasized he had already watched his son dominate elite fighters, reinforcing his belief in what was coming.
We're in line for Tank Davis. I'd rather have the Tank Davis fight than he stop Tank. I've been said that he would stop all of them. So I'm not worried about any of them. The thing is, people thought I was weird because I was telling the truth. And it's a problem. A lot of people in this realm, they can't deal with truth. They can't deal with fact. And sometimes if truth faces them, they resist it. He gotta be lying. This boy can't be this great. And it's like, it's just them. It's their limitations that they see it. But everything I said came to pass. 2 years I've been telling y'all Tank gonna retire with Floyd becoming mandatory. I told y'all everything that was gonna happen. I watched him and can't beating up world champions. So all the champions y'all got as Hall of Famers, I watched him beat them up.
Continuing on his point, Floyd Schofield Sr. explained that Tank Davis held the real leverage due to his earning power. Schofield made it clear that even a mandatory spot wouldn't guarantee the fight, pointing to boxing politics as the deciding factor, with an interim title as the backup route.
Tank got all the power there. Tank make $30 million a fight and things like that, and they get 3% of that, because it's a business at the end of the day. Most people get into this and forget at the end of the day it's a business. So Tank gives them 3%. So there's nothing that I could say that I'm generating $1 million, he generated 30 million. He got way more power than me. And that round, all I could do is sit still until he decide what he's gonna do. They can make me mandatory, that don't mean he's gonna take the fight.
Right, okay.
So then if that come to pass, then we're gonna get an interim belt. They would make an interim belt to the champ retired if we fight for the title. So that's how that works. So it's just politics of boxing.
Building on his confidence, Floyd Schofield Sr. insisted a fight with Tank Davis would be easy, saying critics had doubted his son for years. Schofield pointed to past performances as proof, arguing his son had already dominated elite opponents with ease. Floyd dismissed comparisons to others, while stressing their third-generation boxing roots and saying this was simply what they were built for.
And it's so easy.
Personal with him, so.
And Tank will stop Tank. Easy. And people think I'm crazy. They've been saying it, Sean, forever. Look what he did to somebody who wasn't stopped in 13 years.
Hey, Pops.
Two-time champion in 13 years.
Hey, Pops.
That's not away like it's nothing.
Hey, Pops.
Nothing. He didn't even break a sweat.
Hey, Pops. That's not Shakur Tank, though.
Shakur is easy. Who did Shakur fight to become great?
Y'all had him.
Give me one A level. One. Come on now. Give me one. I'll wait for any of y'all. I'm not even gonna ask you. So all I'm saying is, and I'm not discrediting him. We fighters. This is what we do. He's a third generation. This is all we know.
Breaking it down, Gary Russell Jr. suggested Tank Davis's performance looked different on a second viewing, hinting key details were missed. Russell described Davis as more of a power puncher, even while admitting he could adjust. He implied small changes could have shifted the fight completely.
But if Tank watched the fight, he will see that, damn, I could have boxed him a little more. Tank really isn't like a boxer for real. He's more of a, I don't know what the fuck to call him. He's just a power puncher to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's really like a boxer, but he can box. He has the ability to do so, at least enough to outbox a pit bull. I feel as though if he studies that fight, he'll make that fight a little more easier. If he fights him again, he'll understand, shit, I could have just boxed him a little more. He'll make that fight easy. He'll win, get his feet back up under him, and it'll give him the opportunity to just see what the fuck the playing field is really happening.
Adding context, Jason dismissed Austin as a meaningful preview for a Tank Davis fight, stressing that Davis operated with traps, timing, and true knockout power from either hand rather than reckless pressure. He rejected any stylistic comparison, saying Tank didn't fight in a sloppy, forward-charging way. Jason also questioned Austin's power, suggesting it hadn't been tested against elite-level opposition, leaving its true level uncertain.
Not a preview to a Tank fight, because he does nothing that Tank does. Tank sets traps, Tank can knock you out with either hand. Tank's not falling over himself, being aggressive, almost like headbutting you, almost kind of like fighting like Sean Porter did in his early stages of his career, with that. So I don't get that. I get the power possibly, and even kids, Austin's power is questionable because you don't know what it really is against upper echelon talent. You could be knocking out people that's not as good and you look great, but then you fight someone of equal or better talent than you're not phasing them. And you gotta land that punch. You can't land the wild stuff and telegraph it.
From an analytical standpoint, sports analyst Greg said Kid Austin versus Shakur Stevenson could resemble a preview for a Tank Davis fight, but risked becoming slow if movement took over. He noted boxing is about hitting without getting hit, though too much circling could limit exchanges. Greg then questioned whether Austin could land cleanly, pointing to his athletic ability as the main uncertainty.
So that means that it becomes somewhat of a boring fight. I think it can be a preview to a Gervonta Davis fight in the sense that we're going to see Shakur moving a lot in a fight that could potentially end up being boring if he doesn't at least start. I don't mind, like, people talking about the sport of boxing and the art of boxing and hit and not get hit. I love that. We loved Floyd. But Floyd was there to, he wasn't getting hit and he was right there. That's the point of hit and not getting hit, not to move around the ring constantly just to get out of the way. So I think in that regard, it could I don't know, be a preview for a Gervonta Davis fight.
Looking deeper, Scooter Davis dismissed Kid Austin as a real preview for Tank Davis, saying there was no true comparison between them. He described Tank as a calculated fighter with sudden fight-ending power from either hand, unlike Austin's untested level. Davis also questioned how Austin's strength would hold up against elite opposition.
Tank, that's like a murderous type of thing, yeah. Because he ain't in there to do that, you know, to be nice, like, you know what I'm saying? Then for him, I know him, so like, they are talkers. Well, the dad is a talker. You know, the fighter really doesn't say too much, but the dad is a talker, and that's gonna irritate Tank. Like, not irritate him to like get in his head, but irritate him like I'm about to him up. You know what I'm saying? That's, yeah. Don't do that. I don't want to.
Sounds good on paper to call out.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like that's what you got to do to keep building your name, and you know what I'm saying, get these people, these guys to pay you attention. Everybody got their own way of putting their name into the sport and their name into the hat. Same way with me. Like, I'm doing it a different way. I don't got nobody screaming, hooping, hollering, and I'm gonna do it my way.
On the same note, Fannin rejected the idea of Tank Davis taking that fight, calling it a waste of time and urging the WBA not to approve it. He said Davis had already been inactive too long and should face a stronger opponent. While respecting Floyd Schofield Jr.'s ranking and ability, he questioned whether the matchup made sense at elite level.
Let me tell you, man, without a doubt, I do not agree with that move. I certainly hope that the WBA does not listen to that, because it's going to wind up being an incredible waste of time for everybody involved. And Gervonta Davis has already wasted enough time. If he's going to get back into the ring, man, let him get back into the ring against somebody that's actually going to show up for the fight, man. Because Floyd Schofield, I'm not saying Floyd Schofield's not a good fighter, that he's not a skilled athlete, that he doesn't deserve, that he's not in the ranking that he is with the WBA, because he's been ranked #1 in the WBA for over a year. But if you look at things related to Floyd Schofield outside of what it just says, you know, on the WBA website about him being the #1 guy.
Before discussions with Kid Austin gained momentum, there were already serious talks about Gervonta Davis potentially facing Shakur Stevenson instead. From a broader standpoint, Roy Jones Jr. said a Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson fight was already at the right stage, even before Shakur's next bout. He emphasized that fans wanted the best facing the best, making the matchup highly relevant now. When asked to choose a winner, Jones refused to pick a side, saying he respected both fighters and preferred to see it settled in the ring.
Going up against Kid Austin in about a week. Yeah. You know, with a win over Kid Austin, you know, do you think that would be for a great time for a fight against Tank Davis?
It'll be a great time for a fight against Tank Davis right now. So even before that. So the boxing world wants to see the best fight the best. So right now it's a great time for the Tank Davis fight. After that fight, it'll be a great time for the Tank Davis fight. Doesn't matter when. That's always a great fight. I gotta go now. I got my fight away.
How do you think we get that fight, Roy?
Forget that. Who do you think wins?
Who do you think wins?
Who do you think wins? It's a good fight. That's a hard call. I love both fighters. I won't say either one of them because both of them are great. I like both of them. I admire what both of them have done, and I just want to see them fight. You know, so the world see who wins. I want to call it. I want them to call it.
Bringing it together, Tim Bradley pushed for Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis to settle the debate in the ring, arguing that if neither was facing top opposition, they should fight each other. He urged Davis to step into a major bout at 140 and stop delaying. Bradley suggested the matchup would instantly become one of boxing's biggest events, with huge commercial appeal and a guaranteed sellout.
Gervonta's at 140. That seems to be the biggest
I
name.
want Gervonta Davis to step in the ring and face somebody, dog, already, bro. For real.
He'll be back.
Like, oh, I know he coming back, dog. But I'm just saying, like, fight Shakur, bro. Fight Shakur. That's all I'm saying, bro. Fight any of these top guys out there, man. And that's it. Because you can say, oh, Shakur ain't fight nobody. Well, shit, if Shakur ain't fight nobody and Tank ain't fight nobody, why would they fight each other? If that's how y'all want to play it, fight each other, bro. That will probably be one of the biggest fights in boxing right now, bro. The biggest fight. Box office, it will sell out like this. Like that, it'll sell out, bro.
Addressing the comparison, Mike Tyson responded to fans linking Gervonta Davis with him stylistically, but didn't fully agree with it. Tyson praised Davis as a serious force at his best, while noting questions about consistency. He also pointed to Shakur and Keyshawn as more technical threats, but still described Tank as a natural force deserving respect in any major matchup.
People compare Gervonta Davis to you. Do you see it? People compare, fans compare you and Gervonta, saying that, you guys are similar. Do you agree with that?
He's a great fighter. Especially when he's serious about it. I don't know if he's as serious as he used to be. When he was serious, he was a fighter. Nobody came close. He's the only one I gave a chance against. Shakur and that guy, Keyshawn Davis. They're scary fighters too because they're sophisticated. The other guy's sophisticated than me, but Tank is just a force of nature. You just gotta give him the credit. Even though he's talking and stuff, he's man.
Talking about predictions, Canelo Alvarez was asked to pick a winner between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson if money was on the line. He described Shakur as a highly skilled, elusive fighter who is difficult to land clean shots on due to his movement. Still, he leaned toward Gervonta Davis, pointing to his power and ability to finish fights as the key difference. Canelo suggested Tank's closing ability would likely decide the matchup.
If you had to put money on a fight, I know you don't bet on fights, and the fight was Gervonta Davis against Shakur Stevenson, who would you say would win?
Look, Shakur Stevenson is a good fighter. He moves a lot, and it's very difficult to get hit, to hit him. But I like Gervonta Davis.
Okay.
He's a really good fighter. He hits hard, and he knows how to go forward. So I put my money on Gervonta.
From a promotional standpoint, Eddie Hearn said Gervonta Davis should next rematch Lamont Roach, possibly by order of the New York State Athletic Commission. He noted that outside of that, the only major option had been Shakur Stevenson, whom he believed would beat Tank. Hearn added that recent controversy had created another marketable route instead of pushing that fight immediately.
If you were Tank's promoter, what would the next step be for Tank?
I heard they were going to fight Jake Paul. When I see Jake Paul at the event and I see Jake Paul posting from the private jet with a picture of Gervonta Davis,
slapped it.
Yeah, but they had that for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Because you had to buy it, you had to get it made.
Yeah, but I can't believe that fight was going to happen. But anyway, crazy stuff's happened. Yeah, you got to rematch Lamont Roach. You got to. It'll probably get ordered. That's the reality by the New York State Athletic Commission. But listen, they may have got lucky because the only fight for Tank outside of after Lamont Roach was Shakur Stevenson.
Facts.
Right? Now they've got another opponent that will do well at the gate because of the controversy.
Yep.
And it ain't Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people Shakur Stevenson beats Tank.
Drawing a comparison, Sean Porter compared Gervonta Davis' situation to Mike Tyson's return from prison, saying the anticipation around Tank felt similar to when fans waited to see which version of Tyson would come back. He explained that Davis had the same kind of aura built around him, where every return to the ring carried major attention. Porter added that Tank's knockout reputation and fan appeal ensured he could still draw big fights anytime he chose to compete.
Tell me if y'all feel me on this. He's gonna be just like Mike Tyson was when Mike came out of jail. Everybody
gonna be waiting for him.
Mike was the meanest thing before he went away.
Yeah.
Tank. And when he came out, everybody wanted to see what version he was now and who he was now and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To me, it's the same thing with Tank. He's gonna have an opportunity to really just go right back to being what he was before he went away. It ain't too many people in this world that can do that.
Nah, it ain't. It ain't. And Tank is definitely, and that I'm gonna tell you why. It's because they love him like they love Mike. It's what they did when he got in the ring. Like Tank knocks niggas out. Tank gonna always get paid anytime he feel like fighting because he got that knockout ratio.
Continuing his breakdown, Porter suggested Gervonta Davis still hadn't been fully tested, arguing that bigger fights would be needed to bring out his real level. He explained that true boxing IQ only shows when fighters are forced to adjust mid-fight rather than following predictable patterns. He also referenced his bout with Terrence Crawford as an example of that higher level tactical exchange inside the ring.
We got so much. It's just we ain't been able to show it because ain't nobody been able to pull it out of him. We looking forward to the big fights. We looking forward to the big matchups because those are the kind of people that's gonna pull it out of him. So with a fight with Shakur, you're gonna see this boxing style that you don't usually get from Tank. You're gonna see IQ. We saw IQ, but to me, it was low IQ because the reason why it was low IQ is because everybody followed the script. And what I mean by that is you see somebody's IQ take place when a fighter makes an adjustment and now you have to adjust to what that fighter is doing, and that's kind of where you see who's smart, you know what I mean?
Shifting perspective, Abdullah Mason leaned toward Shakur Stevenson in a potential fight with Gervonta Davis, basing that view on Tank's most recent outing. He admitted Roach performed sharper than expected, even though he already knew the family's boxing ability from the amateurs. Mason explained he had originally expected Tank to control the fight, but Roach's cleaner execution changed that reading.
Okay, so who wins if Tank fights Shakur?
Based off the last Tank fight, I'm probably leaning towards Shakur in that one.
Wow, were you surprised at Roach's performance against Tank?
I didn't expect Roach to be as sharp. I knew he was coming with some good work. I knew he could fight. I actually fought his little brother in the amateurs, back then. And I knew that Roach, I knew that he could fight. But before that fight, I'm thinking, Tank was going to kind of do what Roach did. But Roach, I feel like he was a little bit sharper.
That's the current picture around Gervonta Davis, with opinions still divided on whether his biggest weapon is power or sharp ring IQ. Others argue his timing and precision are what separate him at the top level, especially when facing skilled opposition. As callouts and matchup talks continue, the anticipation for his next fight keeps building. Nothing is fully decided yet, and every new clip adds more debate to the story. Like, subscribe, and comment who you think wins his next big fight.